Roblox is one of the biggest gaming platforms in the entire world, and of course, the list of bull this company has pulled off would leave many of the worst criminals in jail, shaking their boots. Because holy sh*, even for a company as big as this one, fucking up this much takes effort. And after seeing the recent drama Roblox has put themselves into, I've decided to make a video ranking their greatest f**k-ups. Please, dear viewer, you have to take into consideration one tiny detail. Trying to pin down the worst things Roblox has done, it's like trying to make a list of reasons of why abducting children with sleeping pills is wrong. There's just so much stuff that the top becomes kinda hard to make. But, just this time, in order to pick up speed into what may be an actual era with a consistent upload schedule in my channel, we are doing this. Just remember that Roblox is basically the Jeffrey Epstein of companies. So don't freak out once I leave stuff like not giving two fucks about moderating out of the ranking. Anyways, without further delay, today we'll see some of the worst things the worst gaming platform in the entire site has ever done. Today we'll see Top 10 Worst Things Roblox has done.
This song is copyrighted. I must replace it. This song is copyrighted.
As I already mentioned, these past years Roblox hasn't been exactly the nicest sheep in the farm. So I could easily already start this ranking with a crime worthy of the deepest layers of hell. But since that would make the ranking quite repetitive, I've decided to start with something that, even if it was a huge Roblox L, like most of their career, and here there's a logical reason of why they did it. If you've been around for a couple of years, you'll remember how amazing and cool the boombox item was. Allowing you to play in-game, basically any song or soundtrack in existence. Well, or at least that was the case, because in March 22nd, 2022, Roblox would ruin 95% of games in the gamesite with one bold move. The 2022 audio incident was something that many theorized would eventually happen. Many had wondered how the hell was Roblox allowed to have so many songs from so many artists available to be played in their games just like that. And well, the answer is, they were not allowed. And of course, when many compositors realized that their creations were essentially being used in Roblox, without them receiving any kind of compensation, well, so in order to save their squared butts from getting sued into oblivion, they just picked the quick option and made private every single audio on the site, not only breaking every game that used to have one these songs in it, but also indirectly scamming many users who had bought the Boombox Game Pass in the many different games it can be found.
Worth it?
Oh man, I want my money back.
Turning it from a cool item to just a pretty yellow box. Again, the reason of why this incident is not that high in the ranking, it's because it can be somewhat understood why Roblox decided to do what they did. Still, that doesn't change the fact that they ruin 95% of games in the site, many of them which are broken to this very day.
You're ugly, you are disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
Back in 2020, Roblox used to have this wet dream of turning Roblox into, well,
favorite feature to use in here?
Yeah,
something that you think is very cool?
Check this out.
And to get there, they for some reason believe they had to update Roblox's extremely iconic art style into this.
Pero que hijos de sus chingadas vergas es esta mierda.
Someone in this
Chicken shit organization
unironically thought this was a good idea, while Roblox's old dumb stupid looking avatars perfectly encapsulated Roblox's bizarre nature, without going too far to the point of being uncomfortable. Rthro went so deep into the uncanny field that they weren't even used for memes, because they look like this. However, our King David and his team of totally not bots wholeheartedly thought this was the future. However, Roblox players, who happened to be actually normal people, for the most part, turned out to not enjoy very much to wear the equivalent of pixelated corpses. But for some f***ing reason only Builderman knows, they cleaned their dirty asses with these complaints, and kept pushing these eldritch abominations, even if no one liked them besides David and people whose salary came from David. And as a final spit to the face to the player base, during Roblox 15-year-old anniversary video, they only used Rthro avatars. A video supposed to honor the history of Roblox, using avatars that barely had a year of existence and no one, not new or old players, liked using. Thank you, Roblox.
Who the f*** is that guy?
One of the things that many players who have been in Roblox for more than a year have experienced are the events. These events are activities in which the entire player base of Roblox is invited to participate in order to complete certain challenges and obtain cool clothing for your avatar, these being one of the only few ways someone who doesn't want to spend real money in Robux has to obtain items. At first, these events seem like an amazing idea, right? Well, that's because they are. But then? Why am I talking about them here? Well, simple, because as time has passed, and many events have been done, people have started to notice little details about the events. Problems that
I give up, that's it.
were done on purpose with sole purpose of benefiting Roblox and certain terrible developers, issues that
Here at Roblox, we believe this simulator to be a stapler in the history of Roblox, and
we'll talk about later. But as a tasty appetizer of what's to come, in this spot of the ranking we'll talk about one incident that truly shows how much this company gives a about your security, or the security of your children. Because in their latest event, The Hatch, Roblox decided it would a great idea to, hire a fucking condo developer. It's just so hard to picture a scenario in which, knowing who this evil blue teddy bear was, the people working at Roblox decided to hire him anyways. Oh, and also, know that we are talking about The Hatch, I may just give my opinion about it. So, to make it simple, I hated The Hatch. Oh my god, why do we keep going one step forward but 1,000 steps back? Because I am sorry, but I really have to loudly complain about this abomination. I knew things didn't look good when they unbanned a creator whose games alone were the pixelated embodiment of spitting in the Roblox terms of services, and whose quest would probably have looked like this. But oh boy, that was just the tip of the iceberg. Again, I'm not gonna go too deep into my reasons to hate this event, or most Roblox events, since there's already another spot in the ranking dedicated to explaining that, and the actual real intentions behind any activity hosted by Roblox. But still, I don't really think I need to tell you more than what I have already told you to convince you that, yeah, this company couldn't give less of a fuck about keeping their player base, which most look like this by the way, entertained, and even less safe.
My 6-year-old daughter got 5 shirtless 35-year-old dudes on her Roblox Messenger trying to ask her for feet pic and
I read a... Did you say want?
Are you looking for me? I'm looking for someone. Where can you be?
Alright, not gonna stay too long in this one, because I believe every single person is going to understand why what Roblox did here is worthy of a Federal Bureau investigation.
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
Quick info dump. Roblox is one of the biggest gaming platforms in the entire world. And that platform is filled by, children. Okay, so, with all of this in mind, David, buddy, why the f*** are you trying to push dating into the site? First rule of being an adult in life in general, kids and dating don't go together. And before I get any brainiac telling me that
Actually, Roblox will make sure only users who have proven to be over 18 years old to engage in those types of activities. Therefore, it's completely fine. Leave the multi-billion company alone.
Buddy, if you really believe that fixes the problem, you are probably not old enough to be watching this video. Not only would be naive to believe that kids will obey the easily breakable rules and not cheat their way into adult games using fake IDs. Like they've been doing with alcohol for decades now. But also, this makes it way harder to protect kids from being groomed by evil lonely adults, who can now excuse themselves with,
"But officer, I thought this person dressed as a skibbity toilet and who keeps saying I am a Sigma man was an adult. How was I to know?"
Which complicates a lot the task to prove they're guilty, since at least back then dating in Roblox was already a crime enough to get your account banned. At first, you could say this is just irresponsible. And Roblox is simply not taking into account certain details like, their target audience been 9 years old. The reason this entry made it further than the ones we previously saw is that Roblox knows full well that allowing dating in their platform is dangerous. But then, why are they allowing it now? Well, because you see, between the metaverse and the safety of children, one gives money. And the other is just not morally despicable. If David really wants to create the metaverse, he can, but bro, create a metaverse from scratch, and not in a platform with a settled audience of little kids who just want to steal brain rot. And not go on a date with Toe Scrubber 43. There's a saying which says, to every problem, there's a solution. But in this case, David, pal, just don't.
Skip. Bro, when does this game get fucking good?
If you play Roblox, chances are you only use it to play some dumb games with your friends, since y'all are broke as hell to afford real ones. That's why most people don't know an interesting fact about this platform. And that is, if you play your cards well, and learn how this toxic slop hole full of children works, you can really get big amounts of money in here. At first glance, the idea of getting rich by making a cool game you are passionate about seems too great. Well, that's because it's not real. Roblox is not a place where creative minds with passionate projects and good ideas grow. Even though, there are a few exceptions of actual passionate projects that get to flourish in this platform. Most of popular games in this site are basically many of them copies from each other, whose entire purpose is to keep children clicking in their game for hours. And the reason of why Roblox promotes this types of games is because crap like this is the shit Roblox wants its player to munch. Why? Because it's profitable for them. Roblox doesn't want you to make a good game. They want you to make a game that is able to keep children inside of it, by any means necessary. And if that means exposing kids to the world of loot boxes and gambling, then so be it. And Roblox won't punish you for doing this. In fact, more often than not these types of games, which are closer of being internet casinos rather than games for children, will always be rewarded by Roblox by being put in their front page, or hell, added in unholy quantities in their events. Roblox doesn't care about games that innovate with unique game mechanics, games that actually have something to say, with amazing characters and stories. Please, avoid using Roblox, because Roblox is essentially the place where art and creativity come to burn and die.
Se ha detectado un asqueroso pedo.
For a platform as big as Roblox, you'd be surprised the amount of times this site has shown us that its servers are run by potatoes. And as funny as this can be, the laughs quickly fade away when you realize the implications that a successful hacking attack on Roblox would mean. Having the data of millions of users exposed, including the password of their account, their phone numbers, or even their credit cards. The most famous hacking incident, and one that is commonly regarded as the worst, is the 2012 April Fool's incident. But thing is, the 2012 April Fool's attack wasn't as dangerous as many put it. Truth is, the people behind those attacks were not actual hackers. Just a bunch of teens that found an oversight in the Roblox test sites and cheated their way into admin accounts. I won't go into details since I already have 2 videos talking deeply about that incident. So if you want more information about this extremely iconic event, check those videos out. However, there was actually one hacking incident that truly put Roblox down to its knees, and in which the data of millions of players was exposed to the world. And the reason of why you never heard about it, it's because Roblox made a fantastic job covering that mess up. Just like in the 2012 April Fool's incident, a bunch of users accessed the customer service admin panel using the Roblox test sites, and from there, leaked the data of 100,000 players, including the email addresses, IP addresses, and transaction informations, except the credit card number. Some of these files were also posted in the Roblox forums, resulting in everyone who had the chance of seeing them there, also having access to the data of over 50,000 players. And what did Roblox to not only inform, but also fix this catastrophic mess? Simple. They announced a, quote-unquote, security update, in which they barely mentioned the incident. Also, some accounts now are forced to change their password. No words here. Let's move on.
And like we all, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a
MeepCity
party, so. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
The following entries are all little pieces from a greater problem, that of course, tops this ranking by a long slide. But before we get there, we still need to talk about one of the most heinous incidents to have ever happened in this platform, and that truly shows, again, how much Roblox really cares to make their platform a safe space for children. If you have been around for a few years, you'll remember a game called MeepCity. Created in February 2016 by the user Alex Neutron. A pretty interesting fella that we'll talk about later. MeepCity became one of the most popular games the Roblox platform had ever seen until then, being the first Roblox game ever to surpass 1 billion visits, 2 billion visits, 5 billion visits, and 10 billion visits. In fact, this game became such a Roblox phenomenon that it got official merchandise, and Alex Neutron was even featured for a short time in Roblox's official game. But what the hell was MeepCity exactly? MeepCity was essentially a social hangout where players could get together and play in a variety of mini-games, and also take part in a series of roleplay activities, such as fishing, decorating your house, buying pets, parties, and even playing some mini-games. However, this game had problems, tons of them. Right from the get-go, this game was accused to being a cesspool of odors, which is term Roblox players used to refer to online daters. And not only that, but there was this unique party feature, which allowed players to host parties in their houses. And oh boy, where do I even start here?
God has abandoned us.
Those were anything but parties. The criticism didn't wait, and many asked the creator, Alex Neutron, to moderate his game. And what did Alex Neutron do?
Nothing.
Okay, so, you have one of the most popular games in the site that is daily visited by thousands of kids from around the world. And this game is essentially filled to the top with inappropriate content for such children, full of weird players who want to have online romantic relationships with such kids, and even having parties that literally look like this. Also, and added to this, the creator of the game for some reason refuses to moderate his game and unsurprisingly was exposed as a pretty weird person. So, what did Roblox do in order to fix this issue and make sure kids are not exposed to adult content?
Nothing.
For over 6 years, MeepCity went completely unmoderated. And finally, in 2022, the game was shut down and put under review. Not like it matters that much, since it reopened shortly after. Just with the party feature removed. Which yeah, that's great. It took them 6 years, but I guess that's a step in the right direction. Maybe by 2028 we'll have the inappropriate avatars removed.
This is all I got.
Okay, so, as I mentioned previously, the following entries are essentially a path to the problem that remains at the top of the ranking. And the main source of it, it's the action, or better said, lack of action, that gets this spot of the ranking. Because one of the things Roblox is more known about is their useless and most of the time non-existent moderation. Honestly, the next two entries are so alike. Since the second spot is a direct consequence of the lack of the moderation, that I believe it would be way easier for everyone to simply explain both spots back to back. So see you in a second.
Are you ready, kid?
Alright, hello again. Now, let's talk about the consequences of Roblox's broken moderation, and especially those who are affected the most by it. There are so many examples of Roblox's useless moderation failing to protect little kids that I have to try my best to not increase the length of this video into the 30 minutes with this entry alone. Let's start with the more, quote-unquote, innocent examples of Roblox failing to moderate their site, and slowly dive deep into the darkest side of this platform. The bypassed items have been an issue since clothing became a thing in Roblox. And since then, this site has been completely unable to do anything about it. In fact, and to double down, this issue has only gotten worse as time has passed, since nowadays, entire groups are created as some kind of shadow markets, where these types of clothing are sold constantly, and where ill individuals help each other in order to avoid punishment. And while the effort and resources of these people have only increased, the same cannot be said about Roblox, who at times seems to have already surrendered in the battle against bypassed items. The lack of moderation in games has made Roblox the easiest and cheapest option to experience play with minors. The amount of games that should simply not exist in a site for children can be counted by thousands. And the worst thing is, Roblox very rarely does anything against these developers, even inviting one of them to a fucking event. And added to this, sometimes you don't even need to look for obscure games to find this type of content. Sometimes adult content can be easily seen in extremely popular games.
Okay, so I've just made a fresh account, brand new Roblox account. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to join MeepCity. And I just want to see how long it takes until I see something inappropriate in the game. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and join on in. This is a fresh account. All right, never played on it before. And yep, there's a penis. So that's about let's see here, about 10 seconds.
By far the worst consequence of an already awful list, due to Roblox's failure to correctly moderate their own site. And next to an extremely young and naive player base, this results in certain specific individuals using Roblox as a chance to satisfy certain sick dreams. There are cases of kids being kidnapped, and even whose predator used Roblox as a tool to contact their victim. Some of these predators first get famous in Roblox, either by making videos or making games, gathering a fan base of little kids who admire them, and using such admiration to trick these kids into meeting them. And the worst thing is that these terrible users, who thankfully were exposed as the monsters they are, most of them still have their Roblox accounts and groups on the site. Even being a case of a dude who literally went to jail and still had their Roblox account untouched in the site. I don't have the time to talk about each case individually, so here's a list of some of these incidents. But not only there are way more, but also, the ones we know are only the ones who failed to get away with it. Only God knows how many predators used Roblox to groom children and got away with it. Okay, so what in the actual hell could be worse than not caring to protect the children inside your platform? How can you do a more disgusting thing than accidentally exposing little kids to adult content and not doing anything to fix this? To not even have the decency to ban the accounts of people who are literally in jail or have been exposed as active predators, while also having an entire community of young kids. Well, what about actively protecting these predators? Roblox very rarely takes action against someone who has been proved to be a danger to little kids. And if they do, it's only after months of backlash from the community. Their moderation is known for being incompetent.
She mentions the Roblox user Xbox Diamond, a 45-year-old man who, according to police, gave Roblox cards to children in exchange for nudes, then used those nudes to blackmail them into sodomizing themselves on video. The Winstow Police Department was advised that their 13-year-old Blank had been blackmailed into sending naked videos of himself in the shower and sending other videos including sexual acts with a dog, urination, and human feces. Guys, this account is still not banned.
And unable to take action against evil people, even when the job of exposing them has already been done by others. Because that's the thing. Almost every single predator in this platform has been exposed by users essentially doing Roblox's work. And what has Roblox done to congratulate these users for protecting the children they refuse to lift a finger for?
The Roblox Corporation has sent a cease and desist letter to me, a 22-year-old, versus a multi-billion-dollar company, threats of litigation because I catch predators on their platform.
Hi there, I'm Ruben Sim, a Roblox YouTuber who's currently being sued by the Roblox Corporation, who's demanding all of the money I've ever made from YouTube and Patreon, that all of my social media accounts be deleted, that all of my Roblox videos be deleted, and that I pay Roblox $1.6 million plus attorney fees, plus interest, plus whatever else it can come up with in court.
Roblox has taken the time, effort, and money to take down people who expose instead of the themselves, and even doubled down and posted an article explaining why banning predator catchers is good. Roblox, buddy. Do you understand the only reason this exists in your platform is because you refuse to do your job, right? This article right here is the single most cartoonishly evil thing I've seen any company do. It's not even close. This piece of text is essentially a perfect representation of what Roblox as a platform stands for, and should tell you everything you need to know about them. I am not kidding. Roblox could perfectly be outed as an operation to launder drug money, and that would still not be the single most evil thing they've done. Most of the entries in this ranking are either caused by incompetence or greed. But this right here, this is different. This is not the product of greed or incompetence. This is essentially the purest form of evil. Because, why? Why would they even do this? Do they actually expect us to believe that they are gonna properly moderate their site now? That getting rid of people who have saved more children and punished more predators than them, in their almost 20 years of existence, is the way of making Roblox better?
Attorney General Liz Murrill says the platform has become a hunting ground for predators, and now she's taking her fight to court. Grady Robinson is here.
Only now Roblox is starting to face real consequences for their crimes. And thank God they are. Because if I learned something while making this video, is that if the risk of losing money is on the line, then I'm sure Roblox will actually do something this time to fix the problem. Not because they give two f**ks about the children. But what else can we expect from them? To actually take our opinion into consideration? To not hire creeps for their events on their own? To keep our information safe? To moderate their games and their site properly? To not protect predators? This is Roblox, the place where your imagination will be powered, if they can get something from it. Hi there. Thanks for watching this video. They take a lot of time to make, but that time is worth it if you are hearing these words. First of all, I'd like to apologize for the almost 6 months I've spent gone. The reason is a bit complicated, but I definitely owe you one this time. Once I finished my last video, I started working on the Mega Token ranking, but when I was almost finishing that video, I was forced to clean my computer due to lack of space in the memory, and in the process of deleting useless data, I ended up deleting tons of videos and audios I had used in the Mega Token video, essentially breaking my own project that now looked like this most of the time. Losing this video ripped my desire of making videos, and instead I went back to working in my game. But after Roblox was sued by the state of Louisiana, and seeing that my last video was almost 6 months old, I had the idea of making the video you just saw. If you really want that Mega Token video, I'll redo it all over again if enough people ask for it. If not, then I'll grab my old notebook with video ideas and start doing those, since I really want to be more constant from now on. Anyways, that's all for today. Bacon men and bacon women, good night, and hopefully, see you soon.